Hi, everyone. Today is our 6-month anniversary as a podcast, and we just wanted to thank everybody who has listened, subscribed, donated, reviewed. It has been super, super fun, and here's to the next 6 months. Enjoy this episode. I'm Sam.
And I'm Greg.
We're human beings, and we like movies.
We'll be doing reviews of brand new releases,
Old classics,
entire sagas,
and even TV shows and video games.
This is Reaction Time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reaction Time Podcast. This is episode 26.
26. Because Sam missed out on 25.
Because I missed out on 25. I'm sorry. I was on a last-minute vacation, and it was semi-fun.
Yeah.
But today,
semi-fun.
we are
You're
talking
the worst.
about... Today, we are talking about Spider-Man. Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1. Long name.
Long name.
It is called Part 1.
Really?
Yeah. Well, at least on... I don't know if they, put the title on the movie.
Okay.
But
I was just going to be like,
that's always
that
what
a
it's
spoiler?
said, on Google and stuff.
Oh, okay. Huh. Weird.
Yeah, because they had already announced the release date for Part 2.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that at all. I knew they were making a trilogy, but I didn't know it was a Part 1.
So you didn't know this was a Part 1?
No.
I think it says it, when you Google the movie.
Oh.
But maybe
okay.
not. Let's see.
I mean, it's fine.
Cross the Spider-Verse. No, it doesn't say Part 1 now anymore.
Okay.
But every time I've looked into it, it said Part 1.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
But maybe now it's not anymore because I don't see it anywhere. So maybe the next movie will be called something different.
It could be.
Interesting. But
What was the first one called?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That's right.
So everybody, first things first, the first portion of this episode will be spoiler-free.
Yep.
And we will announce it very well when we get to spoilers.
Yes.
So you
If
can
you hear
listen
screaming.
to the first... Yeah, if you hear just absolute hollering, we're getting into spoilers. So if you want to listen, that's great. That works perfect. And then when we get to spoilers, we'll let you know. But I recommend going to see the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was awesome.
I recommend going and seeing the movie
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Just if you're listening to this and you're at work, stop what you're doing, tell your boss, and just be like, look, these guys on the podcast told me how to go see this movie. Go see the movie.
Yes.
And then listen to the podcast right afterwards.
Just leave work right now.
Right now.
Go home sick, throw up,
Yes.
and go watch the movie.
Go in the bathroom, throw up, take a picture of it,
Look,
send it
boss.
to your boss. Yep.
But it was dope.
It was good.
Okay, right off the bat, what's your out of 10 score for this movie?
Oh, gosh. My out of 10, 9.9.
Wow.
9.8.
Wow.
9.8.
High.
High.
Jeez. Okay. That's high.
That's high. Not as high as a Mario movie.
True.
What's your out of 10?
9.9.
I knew you were going to do that.
I was going between a 9.8 and a 9.9.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was so good. My biggest con with this movie is that it ended.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I could watch this movie go on forever.
Oh, yeah. Especially where it's kind of like a part 1. It's going to be like the Infinity War Endgame where I'm just going to want to watch this whole 5-hour-long movie.
Here's a few random things about this movie. One, I was engaged the entire time.
Yes.
There was not a time where my mind wandered or I wanted it to pick up. I was just hyper-focused the entire movie.
Yep.
And two, I am going to want to pause this movie
gosh.
many times for so many different reasons.
Oh my gosh. There were so
not only,
many things.
And if you haven't seen the trailer, our rule here is if it's in the trailer, it's not a spoiler.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
In the trailer, it shows all of these Spider-Mans or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. That sounds wrong.
Friends. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
All these different Spider-Men, and it's just throughout the movie, there's so many.
Uh-huh.
And it's just you want to pause. You can't pause it.
Because it's a quick glimpse.
Yeah. And
that's
there's
it.
so many different ones, and there's a hockey stick one, and you're like, what? It's so weird.
There was a joke that they said, and so then there was a bunch of Spider-Man's talking about the joke and making other jokes and subtitles.
Yeah.
But they just walked by all of it, and I was like, I want to pause that so I can read that. And
Yeah, it's going to be one of my most paused movies of all time.
Yeah.
So, just so many things. And it follows the same kind of concept as the first movie where it's in the style of a comic book. So there's still bubbles of thoughts and onomatopoeias and different things like that that are just really, really fun. And it's great.
It was good.
So good.
Acting,
The
awesome.
voice acting is awesome. Oh, one other thing I want to say about this movie, and I don't even know if I can expound on it, but maybe we'll talk about it later. Even more so than the first one, and I don't understand how this was possible, and maybe it's just me, this felt like a live action movie. In a lot of ways, I was very aware that I was watching an animated movie because the animation is so unique and cool. But maybe it's just because I was able to get emotionally involved as much as a live action movie, and I would just forget that I was watching an animated movie. It's this weird dynamic between it's animated, but it's real.
I know.
And maybe it's probably just a combination of a lot of different things. And the voice acting and the
visuals,
body language of just the characters was over the top. Not over the top, but just better than everything else. And so
great story.
So good. Great story.
Yeah. The score was awesome.
The score was dope.
Yeah.
It was really good.
There was some really cool score moments.
Really, really cool. That we'll get to.
Yeah. A cool villain, too.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
With an interesting
super
arc.
weird villain. Yeah.
Yeah. Almost a background villain, too. There's kind of two villains.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes, there is.
And one that neither of them go exactly in the way you think they're going to. The secondary one kind of does go where you think it's going to, but the first one's just it's weird. You have to watch the movie to get it, and we'll talk about it more in spoilers, but very interesting. And they don't even show him in the trailer at all.
No. And it's something that's been done in other movies, but they did it differently that made it feel fresh.
For sure. It felt super fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome.
It was really good. I really don't know what else to say other than to go watch the freaking movie.
For sure. Let me see if there's anything else.
I think all my notes are stuff about spoilers. There's no end credit scene. So.
Yeah, no end credit scene, so you don't have to stick around and wait for anything.
Well, the credits were cool looking.
The credits were, I kind of wish I watched the credits.
We left and I was like,
I don't know.
I was having fun watching the credits.
I know. I say this about a few movies, but I want to see this one again. Even if I have to wait for it to come out, this is something that I'm going to watch again as soon as I can.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's a lot to take in, first of all. And so it's kind of, in a way, it's like, for me, movies like this are Inception movies, quote unquote, because it's things that you have to watch them again.
Right.
And not because it's a mind-bending movie that you can't figure out, but because in this case, it's just more stuff that you want to be able to pay attention to and
probably notice things.
Yeah.
So that's totally right. But I mean, there was some twists in this.
Yeah, for sure.
Some really cool
good
ones.
Twists.
There's some really good ones.
Very in the words of my boy Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, it's very twisty. I've never seen that movie, but that's one of my favorite lines ever, and it's from the trailer. Ooh, it's twist. Oh, that's a twist. Very twisty.
I do not remember that.
Oh, man.
I've seen the movie.
That stuck with me ever since I saw the trailer, 10 years ago or something? That movie's old.
No, it's old. Maybe not 10 years, but pretty close.
When did Detective Pikachu come out?
Probably.
You want to take bets? My bet is 2015.
I was going to say 2016. 2014.
2019?
2019?
That can't be right.
No, it's probably right.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, that would make it 4 years old.
Weird. Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Pikachu. We're here to talk about Spider-Man.
2 out of 10.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is this your favorite Spider-Man movie?
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay.
For certain reasons, yes. And I don't know if this... Well, it's not nostalgia because the first 2 original Spider-Mans are very, very good movies. I don't know. It'd be Spider-Man 2, No Way Home, and this movie.
Spider-Man 2 is your favorite? Have we talked about this already?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to go through...
We need to go through all of them.
All of them.
We were supposed to go through all of them technically before this movie. Yeah. Those were my top 3.
Okay.
And then anything to do with The Amazing Spider-Man can just be burned to everything and just thrown into the trash and...
That's your opinion.
Kicked around. And I give them a 2.0.
Okay, so this is maybe number 3. or 4?
No, it's in the top 3.
In the top 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I could ever rank them.
Yeah, because I think this is in my top 3 as well.
Yeah.
And my top 3 are kind of weird too.
Yeah, well,
which we can go over.
you are kind of weird.
I mean, yeah. But I think if I watch this several more times, it has the opportunity to overtake.
I could see that.
So maybe I need to do a little marathon or something and watch them all, or watch my top 3 and see
Yeah.
what we're looking at.
Okay.
So, okay.
Well,
Anything else?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, guys, we're going to jump into spoilers.
Go see it.
If you're turning off the podcast, first hit the subscribe button or the follow button, whatever platform you're on.
Ring the bell.
And click all of the links
All the things.
in the description. Just
everything.
click them and interact with them and just beep boop all the way.
All the beep boops.
All the beep boops, do them. Find them. Beep boop, boop them.
And we will eventually be doing videos.
Yes. Once we can get the video to look okay-ish,
Yeah.
and once I clean up my studio, we will do video and it'll be awesome.
Videos. Oh, man.
Well,
It'll possibly be awesome.
it will be awesome.
Yeah.
Got to do something about this light. You know, they say the most flattering lighting is directly overhead.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to become
It's okay. We'll be in the
influencers.
shadow.
No, the shadow is underneath your face. It looks horrible.
Yeah, it'll look great.
We'll look horrible.
We'll wear a mask.
We need to be influencers and get ring lights.
We'll wear marshmallows on our heads.
We'll wear Spider-Man masks the whole time.
Ooh.
I'll wear the Darth Vader helmet, and you can wear something else.
Okay.
Great.
We'll wear masks for
Deal.
every movie we're watching.
Wow, we're like Daft Punk. Okay, we are now jumping into spoilers. So this is a big warning.
Yes.
If you're freaking like, oh my gosh, like I gotta get my phone, but where is it? I can't find it. I got my AirPods in, but I can't pause them because my AirPods are broken. Because every time I touch them, they freak out and they play the music even louder. We're giving you a second. Pause the podcast. That's why it's called a podcast.
Yes, it is called a podcast. That was pretty good.
Podcast. Okay.
If you have any inkling to watch this movie, do not listen to the spoiler version. Because there are some things that you shouldn't have spoiled.
This is definitely something where if you are even thinking about watching the movie, and look, we want the plays, you guys, but more than that, we want you to see this movie spoiler free.
Yes.
Because it's very good.
It's very good.
And there's a lot of spoilery things.
Yes, there is.
So, okay.
All right.
We're done unspoiling
We are
things.
done
We're starting to
unspoiling
spoil
things.
things in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Dude, Jack Sparrow in this movie.
Shabby, in it. Dude, wow.
My goodness.
Wow, wubsy.
This movie was so good.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Visually, it was incredible. The story was so good.
I was worried that they were not going to be able to capture the magic of the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And they did.
They did. 100%.
And they did more.
Yeah. I like this better than the first one.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I like some things about the first one maybe better because of its newness, right?
Yes.
Because this was less new, right? Because that was
Yeah.
like the first time we had seen something like that.
Yeah.
And this, in most ways wasn't that amount of new. And so I think that's why I like the first one a lot. But this one just capitalized on that and built upon it. So good.
Yeah.
Just so good.
Only other thing, my only other con, and we got like right at the end, but I need Nicolas Cage back, man.
I know.
I loved him.
I was hoping for him, but maybe in the next one.
Maybe in the next one,
Well,
because-
I would say definitely in the next one.
Yeah, because they showed all the friends at the end.
They set him up. At
So I'm
the end.
assuming they're going to be in it.
they're coming back. But yeah, I love Nicolas Cage.
Oh my gosh,
Spider-Man.
he was the best.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a two-parter, so I knew when it
Well,
was
I
going to end.
didn't mean to ruin that for you. I thought everybody knew that. So.
That was fine. I knew when it was going to end, though, and I was like, are you kidding me? They're going to put a freaking to be continued on this? And then they did.
See,
and I was
had
only slightly
heard-
upset about it.
Because I knew it was a two-parter since they announced the movie.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Did
That's
I
so
know
weird.
something secret? Because now I don't find any of it.
I
But
know,
I've
I don't
always
know.
seen like part one.
Maybe
and
they
then
had
part two
started
coming.
with that, and then they started to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I'm just confused, but
I don't know.
1 second. Let's have silence first. Weird. Even if I type in part two,
It doesn't.
it's just kind of nothing.
That's so weird. Yeah, I didn't know at all.
That is really strange.
Yeah. But
Dude, weird.
I
That's
mean,
so weird. But anyway, apparently I just knew something that nobody knew. But
I'm happy with it because I was like, are they going to end this like super quickly? Because there's so much buildup. And then I was like, there's can't be much left in the movie.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad. I hate it, but I'm glad there's a second part because I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I don't want it to just like end. And then like we defeated the villain and
Yeah.
it's over.
Oh, it's in a lot of ways it's way more satisfying that the villain is not done yet.
I know.
Well, it's exactly the same feeling as the Infinity War Endgame thing.
Yes.
It's
Without
it's-
everybody dying at the end.
yeah, without everybody dying.
Without
That's
the
true, but
incredible, crazy cliffhanger of
Yeah.
Infinity War.
There's still a cliffhanger,
Yes.
and it's still it's just kind of same vibes, right? There's not the amount of buildup,
No.
obviously,
No.
but still same feeling.
Yes.
About like, oh man, now I gotta wait
I
for the
need
next
to watch the
part,
next
and
one.
I'm actively waiting instead of
Yes.
just like, oh, when it comes out, it comes out.
Is
I'm
there a
like,
release
now
date
it's
or
something that
anything?
I'm gonna think about all the time. Let's check if there's a release date.
Because with Infinity War, they did Infinity War and Endgame only like a year apart because they knew it was going to be two
Right.
parts. So if we have to wait like another like 3 years, I'm probably going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
really.
March. So we don't even have to wait a full year. March 29th, 2024.
Oh, dang.
301 days
Okay.
after the release.
Okay,
Let's see. This movie's 4.5 years old. The first one.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's how I was like, if we have to wait another 3-4 years, I'm going to die.
No. Yeah, that's awesome actually. That's what, nine months?
Yeah, that's not
Ish?
long.
So, or 10 months.
That's
I
like
guess,
delivering
kinda.
a baby. Just like
It's
Nick.
like giving birth. Dude, okay, so I feel like we should
I love Nick
start going through Nick
from New Girl.
from New Girl. Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't
gosh,
know
I have
his name.
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson, that's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
Or is that his name? Yeah.
Is
Jake
it
Johnson.
Jake Johnson?
Yeah. It sounds wrong because I think of Jack Johnson when I say that name,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's his name. Should we start going through our categories?
Yeah.
That I think is just going to help me.
Definitely.
Hone in all of my
correlate
thoughts, you
your
know?
thoughts and everything. Okay,
Okay.
so visuals, I'm going to give it a 197.
Okay.
And the 3 points off are there were a few times when there was like a really emotional conversation going back and forth, and the backgrounds kept changing every time.
Oh, and you did
and it
not like that.
distracted me.
Okay.
When she's talking to her dad and she's getting all emotional, like at the very end, and the background is like dripping.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
Oh,
And,
okay. I
like,
thought you were going to say you didn't like that. and I was
no.
like,
That
whoa,
was
what?
awesome. Like, and I felt
Okay.
that, right? But then, like, when it went to the weird white and there's circles bouncing around, and I was just like, what is this? It distracted for me. Like, I was almost taken out of the moment because it was every time it was like that. And then the next one was like this red. And then the next one was like this green. And I was just like, what the heck? It was just really weird.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's the only thing I had any problems with the visuals. I love the little just live action stuff in there.
Yeah.
That was great.
Dude, yes, it was
Seeing
great.
freaking Uncle Ben die in Spider-Man 1 again.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
man.
Crazy because
Donald Glover.
That hasn't been like on the big screen for like 20 some years.
know.
You know? So it's interesting to see that. And Andrew Garfield,
And Andrew Garfield.
which you hate, which I love. So whatever.
He was good in No Way Home.
So yeah, I just think this was so good. I'm gonna give it a 198.
Okay.
I just think it's so unique,
Very unique.
like very, very unique. And I loved a lot of that kind of trippy stuff, which I normally don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
I'm not much of a like trippy visuals kind of guy, but it just worked for me. I don't know. It just always feels like it's supposed to be like that.
Because
So
even just between the worlds, sometimes like the animation changed just slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Like one was almost very 3D rendered.
yeah,
But it was also the same kind of comic book look. So you
Mm-hmm.
were almost like, is it different? But it was different, but it was just so slight.
yeah,
And then other times it was super different.
way
like
drastic.
Hobie, who was like totally drawn.
Yeah.
And so cool.
One
and
thing
the
I
vulture.
love about this movie is, and they did in the last movie, but visually, it's one of the most subtle things too. That's so weird, but just all the basically comic book dots that create the texture.
On their skin and stuff. It's so cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't
I don't
need
know
to
whose
be there.
idea this. I need to look into like who woke up one day and was like, You guys, I just figured it out. I figured out how to make one of the best
One of the
Spider-Man movies
greatest
of all
things
time.
ever.
Because it's amazing and it always looks so cool. So yeah. Okay, here's some of my notes.
Okay.
Number one, dude, I know Miguel is like from the comics. He's not original for this movie.
Yeah.
He looks freaking sick.
He's so cool.
It's so cool. Like maybe
So
the coolest
cool.
looking Spider-Man ever.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Just so cool.
He's so dope.
The body language and just gestures and movements, and this is kind of what I said in the spoiler-free thing, but is another huge thing that makes everything feel
Yes.
real. Because
Yes.
it often does not feel, because there are gestures that are very much animated movie where you kind of have like a stock amount of options of how they can move their arms, and this goes away from that and
Right.
does a lot of like normal people stuff, normal people like facial emotion,
Right.
different stuff like that. So
Even just sometimes like the coloring of their like cheeks and stuff
Yeah.
was like showing that they were angry
Yeah.
or emotional.
So towards the beginning, when Miles is in this Spider-Man suit and he's talking to his dad on the roof, and he goes, "Well, as an objective observer with no skin in the game," and he does like this hand thing that's so
If you're in an
Random.
awkward situation,
yeah,
yeah,
and he's
perfect.
Because when he's trying to be just Spider-Man for his dad, he's super awkward about
Of course.
it, and you can
Yeah.
feel it in his
Yeah.
body,
Yeah.
and so it's very similar. I think of it a lot like when in Harry Potter when Helena Bonham Carter is playing
Hermione.
Emma, or sorry,
yes.
is it Emma
It's
Watson?
Emma Watson
is
is-
playing
yes.
Helena Bonham Carter playing Hermione,
Yeah.
and all of the language and
So
gestures and everything
good.
is so different from anything else.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. And they do that in this movie where depending on who Miles is at that point in time, his body language is completely
Yeah.
different. Because when he's him, he's kind of swagger,
Mm-hmm.
confident, but still a little shy. And then and kind of secretive. And then when he's normal Spider-Man, he's Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
He's
super
swinging,
confident.
he's smooth, he's
Yeah.
confident. And then, but when he's Spider-Man or Miles kind of pretending to be Spider-Man kind of like for his dad,
Yeah.
but he's pretending he's not Miles, it's so awkward.
It's
and
so-
they do it perfectly.
they did it
and it's
really well.
It's really minor stuff like that that puts this movie over
Yes.
the hump of kind of what good animated movies are
Yes.
for me. So it's just
I
awesome.
100% agree with
Super
that.
cool. Another thing like that where his body language changes again is when he's trying to get the cakes to the party,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually he's just kind of annoyed, and he's going through like the train, and there's just villains kind of just in his way, almost like a really basic video game where you like walk up and kill a villain and then keep moving. So it's just like you can see, and in the eyes too,
I
right?
know.
The eyes are so expressive, even in
Yeah.
the suit. His eyes like drop where he's just like, "Are you kidding me?"
I hate
and
this.
the
This is so
armadillo, he
dumb.
just
Zaps
hits
and
zaps
kicks
it, and
it.
then just kicks it and keeps moving on like it's super nonchalant. It's so funny.
Oh,
it's so
so
good.
good.
And then two other things. One, the scene where him and Gwen are sitting upside down,
Yes.
looking over New York,
Yeah.
is an
Perfect.
instant iconic
Perfect.
scene. So perfect, visually stunning, just fun. Like
Her just leaning onto him.
yeah, it's just really, really good. And then the only other thing, and I'm actually taking maybe a fraction of a point off for this one thing, because I'm going to be nitpicky because this is almost a perfect visual movie.
Yeah.
When he gets to the party and he has his coat on over his suit, and it's showing him from the right angle, and you can see the neck of his suit go all the way up his neck, and then the camera angle changes and the suit is gone.
Oh. I
And
didn't
it's
even
gone
notice
for the rest of
that.
the scene, and I noticed
Yeah.
it immediately, and I was like, inconsistency. Like I found what's that called? What's it called? It's a something error, and it's like in movies. I can't remember the phrase. That's gonna bug me for
I
the
don't
rest
know.
of my
I'm
life.
sorry.
But it's like where, like somebody's holding something, and then the camera angle changes, and they're not holding that thing anymore.
Yeah.
What is that called?
Is there
Somebody please tell me if I haven't figured it out by now. Next time you see me or hit me up just on whatever, tell me what that's called because I can't remember. Maybe I'll think of it.
comment
later.
on our YouTube channel or join our
Oh
Discord.
my gosh, you just said comment on our YouTube channel and it's almost similar to that.
Composition.
Frick, you guys. This is going to mess with my brain forever. We're going to move on though. So anyway, that's like my basic notes, but just overall, incredible.
Yeah.
great choreography, I guess you
Yeah.
can call it that, for action. And yeah.
I think my favorite part was when Spot turned black.
That was really cool.
He just looked like evil.
So
Like,
it was so different. And the body language changed.
yeah, it did.
So it's-
he was stiff and just like instead of this kind of fluid, because he was kind of like the
Continuity error.
continuity.
That's
era.
what it's called.
You're welcome. I totally
I did it, you guys.
reminded you of
champion.
that with
Okay.
my comment.
Yeah, it was the CO that I couldn't get to.
Continuity.
Okay. Yes. Anyway, continue.
But before he turns into that, he's kind of this reckless guy, right? That doesn't
Clumsy.
necessarily move with any specific goal, right? He's just like clumsy. And so it was just like he is now calculated. He knows exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And it was just it was almost something you saw in like a horror movie where,
For sure.
where the black around him, it wasn't even that he was black, but it was the black around him, like it was hand drawn by somebody who was super possessed or something like that,
Yeah.
drawing a crazy monster. Oh,
Yeah.
and the music during that.
So awesome.
That's probably my favorite scene.
Yeah.
So
That
good.
was great.
That was my one thing for visuals that I.
You only had the one note?
Yeah, because I was like, everything was so good. So it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I write down? Because it was just.
It really
everything
is.
was pretty
It's
much
just so-
perfect.
it's so
Other than the weird backdrop things, but.
Yeah. Which I did love, especially at the end when she's talking to her dad, how almost the color starts to fade.
And I was
It
fine
changed
with that.
colors and then it started to fade. But I understand what you're saying about the
Yeah.
other things, how they could be distracting and
I
stuff.
liked
so.
when it portrayed the emotion,
Yeah.
but I
not
felt like
when it was
sometimes it was just a random.
it was just there
backdrop.
to be doing
Yeah,
something. Yeah, I
yeah,
get that.
yeah.
I understand that.
Because that's what it did when it drained of its color. That was because she was draining her emotions and she was feeling more and more dead, and so
Yeah.
and the drip of everything, that was just little subtle stuff that expert artists are just so good at, and they have just fantastic people that made this movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely. Okay.
story.
Story.
What are your thoughts? Phil Lord and Chris Miller are the greatest directors of all time, basically. Even though I think they were only producers on this. Anything they touch is just like
Yeah.
perfection.
I am going to go with a 199
Okay.
because I loved it. And the 1 point off is mostly just Miguel. Some of his thoughts weren't hashed out all the way.
Oh, okay.
To me, and
Okay.
maybe I'll feel a little differently watching it a second time, but he'd kind of explain things that he had done in his past or something.
Right,
and then
right.
It was just like there wasn't enough there
Yeah.
that helped me explain. He didn't express his logic good enough
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
So maybe that was it. But that's like 1 point out of 200 that I
Yeah,
took off.
yeah.
The rest of it's great.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal story. It's not basic. It's not
No.
what am I trying to say? It's not your average story. Like it's
No.
not something you've seen a million times.
I mean, in theory, with certain things, it is,
Right.
but they did
there's
it
a
so
villain
well.
and there's a hero.
Yeah.
Right. And they did the multiverse thing so well.
Yeah. And weirdly, like a big parenting movie.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
so much heart.
more than I thought it was
They
going
just
to
have
be.
everything in this movie. It's one of those
Yeah.
movies that is such a unique experience, not only visually and stuff, but just with themes.
Yeah.
Which is how I feel about Free Guy, which
Yep.
is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time, because it has so many genres that are done super well. Same thing with this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because dramatically, it's very good.
Yes. Comedy.
Comically, it's phenomenal. And
Spot is
action,
horror.
it's great. Yeah, and Spot is horror. You know,
Gosh, dude.
and it's
Terrifying.
it's kind of a coming of age and a parenting kind of story, and so it's just freaking so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm going to give it a 196.
Okay.
And my two big-ish, I guess, complaints. Again, this is only 4 points off, so they're really not big complaints.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the battle of all the Spider-Men going towards him,
Yeah.
but nobody could stop him at all
Yeah,
the entire time.
I felt that too.
It was like, I mean, they're all shooting webs and they're all just missing him. And I was like, this isn't Star Wars, guys. Like,
I know. Yeah, it's just a bunch of stormtroopers against Spider-Man.
There are a lot of people here with way more experience than him. I understand he's kind of, but that's the thing. He's not like like the chosen one in any way.
No.
If anything, he's the complete opposite because he wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right. And so that was my only thing. And then I loved the villain's story, but it was also, somebody. They talk a lot about the first movie and how he came from the first movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel they showed that at all in the first one. So it felt like it was, okay,
It was Mysterio, right? Where Mysterio
Yes.
came from this one place, but they never showed any of that, so he
Yeah.
just shows up.
Yeah. I still love the story, but it was
Right.
just kind of like, well, let's give him some emotion tied to the movie
Mm-hmm.
now because the first one did so successful, so we need to make another one. But
Yeah.
that's like super nitpicky because
Yeah.
they did it so well.
They did. So,
Like
yeah.
incredible as well.
Yeah.
Right? The person that not necessarily looked up to him, but just like was there and now has a gripe against him,
Uh-huh.
Like Iron Man 3, not done well.
Uh-huh.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, yeah, kind of with Jamie Foxx, but
Yeah.
this one felt really, really good.
Mhm.
It just kind of felt a little bit pushed in there to make it feel a little bit more emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did it because, like, I love Far From Home. Is that the second one?
That's the second one, yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh,
And
so
I
good.
think Mysterio's an awesome villain
Oh,
in
yeah.
that movie. And it's for really similar reasons.
Yeah.
Where he, kind of, I mean, in this movie, he's not as well built as maybe Mysterio is,
Yeah.
but they're kind of the same where it's like they came from, another movie or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of built up and you didn't necessarily know where they were going to end up.
Right.
And then they ended up way worse than you expected.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of this movie, he's so goofy.
So goofy.
And his lines, my favorite line was,
oh my gosh, all the whole
when
stuff.
he's trying to steal the ATM and he goes, "I've never robbed anyone in my life. Please don't make this a bad experience for me." And the guy's like hitting him with a baseball bat.
And he's like, I'm not even robbing you. I'm just robbing the bank because this isn't your ATM.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny.
Like, so great.
It's so funny.
And then him saying, why is it called an ATM machine?
Yeah.
I have never once thought about that in my
Do
entire life.
you call it an ATM machine?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
People
I know
say
a lot
ATM
of people.
machine.
Well, yeah.
People say PIN number.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people say for your FYI. That's just
Dude,
for your. But it's just like, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I think I probably called it an ATM
It's
machine
hilarious.
at some point in my life.
So, yeah, I just think he was a really good villain. The only thing about him that didn't work perfectly for me was his change was a little quick.
It
where
was
he
very
like,
quick.
Goofy villain, and then he was like, "Hey, you're mean. I'm going to become a super villain."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And that's where I felt it was a little more pushed in there.
Yeah.
Rather than like
Yeah.
built well.
But literally everything else in the movie canceled that out for me.
Yeah. So good.
I like don't even care because
Yeah.
everything else was so good. The inclusion of Donald Glover, which I believe I could be wrong about this.
Yeah.
I believe he's the inspiration for Miles Morales because he showed up. I just heard this. I haven't even like read this in anything official. I heard this
Right.
from a person, but I heard that he showed up, and maybe you know this. He showed up to a Spider-Man audition, and he's black, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
And historically, Spider-Man is not black.
Yeah.
But he just showed up, and he was like, "I just want to be the first black Spider-Man." And they're like, "That's actually a really cool idea." And then I think they created Miles Morales based off of just the idea of him wanting to be Black Spider-Man.
Miles Morales.
I could be wrong. He's Dominican, and a lot of people in the Dominican Republic are black, but they're also
Is he
Hispanic.
not a comic before?
right? I don't know. Let's see.
I could be wrong. Because the way that they talk about him in the movie, he's not canon, which I love how they did that.
He shows up for the first time in 2011.
Okay. So new.
Let's see. Miles Morales
See, I think he was a comic.
creation. Donald Glover.
Well, when was Homecoming? Homecoming was 2011.
Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the comic book?
No, the movie.
No, that was 16. Because Civil War was 2016.
Oh, okay. Wow.
2011?
Dang.
You think it was 3 years after Iron Man?
I guess that was really 3 years after. It feels so long now.
I know it does. So what I'm seeing is yes, he was the.
Okay.
And maybe we can dive into it deeper later, but
Yeah, that's fine. I know he. I'm pretty sure he was a comic. I didn't read comics in 2011. I
I've
just hadn't been reading
never
comics.
read comics, but
Yeah, I read them a lot when I was younger, but
yeah.
not that late.
But anyway, so that was cool
That was
he was
really
just
cool.
in there. It's just great to see him, and because he was in Homecoming.
Well, yeah, but now it's like he's a villain.
Yeah,
So
And maybe in the same universe.
Yeah, was that
I
from
don't know.
Homecoming?
That's
And
a great
because
question.
He
He was already
he was already
he was
kind
a
of a
bad
bad
guy,
guy,
right?
yeah.
He was a normal bad guy. He wasn't like a
Exactly.
villain bad guy, but because the tech he had looks the same as kind of the tech he would have had in Homecoming because he
Yeah.
had the punchy arm or
yeah,
whatever. in
looked a
Homecoming.
little Prowler too.
Yeah, so
Are
maybe
we
the same.
gonna get?
Kind of
Are we
cool,
gonna get a Spider-Verse
dude. I would
Spider-Man
love.
Homecoming
I
like
was hoping
crossover?
for Tom Holland,
Yeah, we didn't
maybe
see
even
him.
in animated form.
We saw Andrew Garfield and we
We saw the other two
Tobey
Spider-Mans.
Maguire.
Yeah, so that's the other thing I was gonna say. It was really cool to just see those scenes
Yeah.
where Toby's over Uncle Ben dead and Andrew Garfield is over Captain Stacy, who's also dead. It was cool to see those live action things because I don't think there was anything live action in the first one.
No,
was
there wasn't, no.
So it was cool to see those.
Yeah.
They felt a little, just visually a little off.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think there's a way to make them feel right. I mean, maybe
And
the
it
composition
didn't-
could have been like,
And it also like didn't. It was off, but not that bad off.
no, it was
Like, it
just,
felt-
I think it was more jarring than it was bad, because you're like,
Yeah,
oh, that's live action. Like it took
and
me a
then-
second to realize that Donald Glover was
Yeah,
live
I know.
action. You know what I mean?
Because some parts look so live
Yeah,
action.
It
They
was
did it so
weird.
well. I bet in the next part we'll probably see it and like not even. It won't even phase us because we're used to it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely like the first time I was like, wait, that's straight up Donald Glover. Like, what the
Right.
crap am I watching right now?
And then my last thing for story was just the way each individual Spider-Man was written and represented, even if it was for a split second. So when Miles is trying to get away and the 1960s Spider-Man shows
Yeah.
up and he looks super like the 1960s
Yeah.
Spider-Man and he's like, anything he can do, I can. And he slings his weapon and then what does he say? He immediately says,
I can't remember what it is.
he goes, I can do anything he can. Oh, dang, I pulled something. And then he immediately is just out of the picture. Like he doesn't do anything.
So great.
So and just the comedy overall. I didn't write down nearly
So
as many
good.
lines as I should have, but the dynamic between his parents
Yep.
is awesome.
So good.
And I loved that they mentioned several times that Spider-Man is funny.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
quippy and stuff.
Yeah.
Because what I find interesting is Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, not funny Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
maybe a couple zingers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Tom Holland is way more
Super funny.
Way more funny. And then even more so, I would say is maybe not just Miles, but every Spider-Man that's in those movies
Mm-hmm.
combined. Obviously, I think just the most funny
Yes.
Spider-Man in a movie has been,
Yes.
right? And so I think that's cool because that is a part of his character is that he's young and he's witty,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's a lot of the complaints people have about Toby and Andrew is that they're either too old or too cool,
I know.
to like be Spider-Man,
Yeah.
which is totally true.
It is.
But so it was just really good humor, and Marvel's done this really well several times, or more than several times, where they're able to put the humor in while still having a really good dramatic action movie.
Yeah, because
So-
Marvel, would say, sometimes is really bad at that, where they
Yeah.
have too much comedy.
Or the wrong kind of comedy.
Yeah, and it's at the
Thor.
wrong time. Yeah, there's
Love and
something
Thunder, which you still haven't seen, right?
I know.
The wrong comedy
Yeah,
in that.
something's supposed to be dramatic, and then they make a joke about it. And it's
100%.
Like, okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
this isn't dramatic anymore.
Yeah,
Yay.
it ruins it a lot of times. So, but they did it really well this time.
Yeah. The few notes I have are who was Doctor Strange? Sounds like he shouldn't practice medicine, which is so great.
I mean, to me, they were ripping on the movie, which I know they weren't.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, I was like, oh, they're saying
they're-
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness sucked. and I'm
Totally
taking it.
ripping on the movie, and that's how I got it. I'm Not Your Guy in the Chair, which was
Oh,
totally a
perfect
bash
callback.
on Tom
Yes.
Holland and
Yes.
his friends.
Such a good callback.
So good. So this one hit more hard for me, but when I don't know, I guess he's Peter, but Nick from New Girl,
Yeah.
his Peter character. So he has a kid in the movie, and he puts her down for a nap, and he's talking to his wife just about like parenting and stuff like that, and she says there's no playbook for someone like her. That is like the most true thing in the entire
Yeah.
world, having two kids, where you're just trying to make the best decisions you can and hope that they turn out all
Yeah.
right and that you're not just destroying them or ruining them or doing anything wrong. So when she said that, I was like, oh man, yeah, that's true. There's no playbook for this. I wish there was.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, his character is so good in
Yeah.
both movies. And it's way different in this movie than it was in the last movie.
Yeah.
That's still great.
That was so great.
And when he yells, and this is in my voice acting notes, but when he yells, I can't not hear Nick. There was one part
I
where
could
he
never
yelled
not hear Nick
something,
the whole
and
time.
the only thing I could hear was, "You shouldn't have day peanuts and night peanuts." Or why do you need Bobby's pins to hold your hair up? It's so funny.
Why do I wash the towel? The towel washes me.
Towel washes me. Would it kill you to have a sexy purse? Oh, dude.
Oh.
So anyway,
Yeah.
should we go to acting?
Yeah,
I don't have a lot
acting.
of notes, but
I don't think I had any notes.
the voice acting, honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna give the acting a 200
Okay.
because it was perfect. Everybody, voice acting is very important.
Yes.
And every single character, whether it was a main character or somebody who literally had a throwaway line, was flawless. And some of it was over the top in a perfect way. The
Yes.
Spider-Man at the end, who's more cartoony. You remember, so the three of them, Miguel and Bicycle Chick, or Motorcycle Chick, and cartoony Spider-Man. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he was just way over the top. He's like, now I'm swinging
I
to
know.
this alley. And it's just like,
This wall looks normal, but this wall doesn't.
yeah, it's just the over the top, but it was perfect for his
Oh, yeah,
character.
yeah.
So everybody who had lines did them, I think, just to perfection.
Yeah. I'm going to do 199 only because I thought the Cortana looking girl was just fine.
Which one's that?
The purple one that was like cloning herself at the
Oh,
end.
okay.
She was
Fair.
fine. There was like one part when she was first talking that just didn't sound quite as good as everybody else.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
everybody was flawless. I mean,
Yeah.
it was so good. The
Oh, and,
mom, the
dude,
dad.
Oscar Isaac was the perfect choice because he's
He
got a
was
cool
so
voice and he
good.
sounds just like a cool guy who's really intense.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
And he's a double Marvel guy now,
he is.
you know? Or maybe even a triple. I want to say there was something else, but I'll have to look into.
You're probably thinking Annihilate.
No, I forgot about that. But
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was really, really good. Because I heard him and I was like, that's Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, it was
But then I was like, no, there's no way that's Oscar Isaac. And then I looked it up and it's
it
Oscar
was
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Score. So I had a lot of really cool score moments.
Uh-huh.
Especially when Spot's turning evil.
Yeah.
That music was incredible. Was really, really good. The only one that didn't do it for me, I can't remember the exact part, but it was towards the end, and it's with Gwen. I don't know if she's just going between portals or something like that, but it was kind of like more of a poppy type song,
Okay,
I guess. That just didn't kind of fit the rest of the more like dark or rap or hip hop type of music that they had in there. But my worst thing was the sound effect of when she opened that figurine that he had in mint condition.
Yeah.
That hurt me so
Oh,
bad.
the worst.
Because when I was little, that was me.
He's like, oh, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that would suck.
That
dude.
hurt me.
Yeah,
I felt that pain
I get
from
that.
that little air of just like, I was
Yeah.
like, oh no, the
Oh,
mint
it's a
condition thing
terrible
is
moment.
just
And you know
gone.
they threw that in there just to hurt people.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just
Just
with
to
the
hurt my
visual of
soul.
that. Did you already say your score? I didn't write it down.
No, I didn't say
Oh.
my score. 193.
Okay. Cool.
Just mainly for that
Cool.
song that felt out of place.
I'm going to give it a 196.
Okay.
The music was dope. It
Yeah.
was so good. I think my favorite moment was, and I can't remember the what exactly is happening, but I think it's really towards the end when Gwen has I think figured out how to get to, I think she gets the watch from
Okay.
Hobie.
Yeah.
And she's able to start traveling through universes again, or maybe it was right before that.
Okay.
But it's just one note. It's like, you know, when there's a scary note that just like slowly builds and it's like one kind of high pitched note. It was that. And then it turned into this really cool, like cinematic song. I was
Yeah.
like, this is awesome.
Ugh, it
the only
was
thing
good.
I'm taking points off for are some of the songs that felt like, okay, this is our new Sunflower. But they just, none of them were as good.
They weren't as good
Some
as
of the
Sunflower.
more poppy songs were not as good. Some of the like more hip hop or rap songs were really good.
Yeah.
But the what I would consider to be them trying to replace
main
Sunflower.
thing.
Because it was the same scene too, right? He's laying in bed,
Yeah.
headphones, and they have that song playing. I'm like, it just doesn't hit
It
the
doesn't
same.
hit,
It wasn't
no.
as good of a song. So
Why didn't they
that's
just
all I'm
reuse
taking.
Sunflower?
I think they should have
They should have.
remixed it or something.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
or do you even need a remix?
Right?
Just put it back in there.
Yeah.
Nostalgia, yo.
So, yeah. But other
Okay.
than that, really, really good.
Yeah.
And a very clever combination of modern hip hop, modern music, and just cinematic orchestral score vibes.
Yeah.
Like a really, really good combination.
Yeah.
So, props to
them.
the whoever was the music supervisor on
I
this
know, like, I
movie.
want to listen to the soundtrack
Yeah.
because it was so cool.
It's
and
so,
just remember
I'm
all
gonna
the
listen to the
scenes.
soundtrack because it's so good.
It was really good. Vibey time.
Vibe time.
I'm torn between a 199 and a 200. I think I got to give it a 200.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I just can't find a reason not to,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And
really
yeah, there are
can't.
like some things that aren't perfect.
But no
but it's
movie
not
is
about
perfect.
that, right?
Yeah,
It's-
no movie's perfect.
It's about the freaking feeling you have the entire movie. And towards the end, man, when it started getting twisty, and then you're like, well, I started realizing it when he goes, he's in his room, his mom comes in, and she is not acknowledging him talking about his dad. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of weird. And just weird stuff like that. And she's like, she said, who's Spider-Man? And I thought that was just her being a mom who has no idea who
Right.
Spider-Man is. But then she really didn't know who he was talking about. And I was like, something's off.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I got it until right before he was like, I'm in the wrong universe. And I was like, oh no, dude. Like, this is bad news.
So I remember when he gets into the spider thing, right? That sends him back to his universe.
Yeah.
And I remember it saying Earth 42 because they like just glance at it for a quick second.
I didn't see
And I was
that.
like, that's the spider. And it didn't quite click then. But I
Yeah.
was like, I don't remember him living in Earth 42. For some reason, I thought it was like Earth 1000 something and it's Earth 1610.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when she's like, oh, who's Spider-Man? And then I was like, maybe she really doesn't know, but like, how would you not know
Yeah.
where his dad is a cop? And so then I was like, wait,
Mm-hmm.
that's where it clicked. It was like, oh, wait, I saw the Earth 42. I didn't even think about, oh, he got teleported back to his universe. I that didn't quite click for me yet, but I knew he was in the wrong one. I just didn't know which one he was in. So it was like, who's Spider-Man? I'm like, well, they talk about that there's a Spider-Man in all of them. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then when they explained it, and then I was like, oh, she talked about his hair. And like,
Yeah.
there were so many subtle things that you should have gotten it, but I didn't,
Yeah.
But I totally got him being Prowler when the uncle had tied him up. And then you see the other one, and I was like, oh, it's totally him. He's Prowler in this universe.
Yeah.
I got that one before that happened.
Oh, that's good. I was wondering, I was like, who's Prowler? And then when he jumped down and he was skinny, I was like, oh, it's him.
Yeah.
But before that, for some reason, my brain was like, oh my gosh, it's his dad. Even though I knew his dad was dead, but I was like, maybe his dad faked his death. and
Dude,
he's
that
the
would've been
Prowler.
that would've been
Would've
cool,
been kind of
actually.
cool,
Yeah.
but also a stupid thought. But so yeah, great twist there.
Yeah.
And so
And him being the original, what was the thing they used? Anomaly.
oh yeah,
That was cool.
that was
Didn't
cool.
see that.
That made it like, it just made him feel more special in a good way, not
Yeah.
in like a, I don't know, not in like a chosen way.
No,
way,
no.
right? But more in like a you're not supposed to be
Right.
Spider-Man.
And you
which
are.
is cool, and you are.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Because they kept talking about, I guess they weren't talking about it, but you knew that he wasn't supposed to be part of that. And I was trying to figure out why. Like, what about him doesn't make sense? And so then everything, when they explained it, all clicked. And that's just where I wish it felt like that was their story from the first movie. It didn't feel like that. It felt like they just made up this story
Yeah.
for the second one, because I love when you can go back, and maybe I'll go back and watch the first one, and maybe there is stuff in there that they had put in there intentionally, but it didn't. Nothing popped back up to my head and was like, oh my gosh, I do remember that from the first movie. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, this is a really cool story for this movie that they're trying to tie into the first one in a very loose way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I agree. Okay. I have one more thing
Okay.
I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, the
Because
pointing,
they
the finger pointing.
kind of did it in No Way Home because
Yeah.
everybody wanted him to do it and they
Yeah.
kind of did it. But then in this one, they did it.
They did it at
with
the
a
very
million
end of the
people.
first one. It was the after credit scene.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But this one was like
This one was
major.
so
It was
good.
so good. It's so
finger
good.
pointing Spider-Man.
It's so funny. Okay.
Oh man.
Any more notes on the movie itself?
Anything
else you want to say?
I don't think so. Yeah. I don't have anything else. That was all my
Okay.
notes.
You guys, last week we accidentally forgot to do box office predictions,
Yes.
and we're very sorry. And my prediction is that 127 Hours made $14, and it was Craig seeing it twice.
I was gonna say ticket prices weren't that high back in the day.
So, but we're gonna do it here. Wait. Sorry, we need to do our scores real quick. What do you think you gave it? Go.
992.
Okay, I think I gave it a
991?
994.
Okay.
No, 993. You said 992?
991.
985.
Okay, I think it's a little lower than that.
What did I say? 993?
Yeah.
993.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Nice.
That is what is up. You guys, that is
One of your
one of my top movies. Nobody got a 995. You guys, I think this is my top rated movie. What did I give Mario? 982. This is my top rated movie. This is my first movie in the 990s.
even nobody?
Oh, wait. Sorry. Wait, nobody's 995. Oh, nobody beat this movie by 2 points. It's fair.
Yeah.
But 9.93 out of 10. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's not bad. You are also only beat by nobody.
Yeah, if you nobody.
Oh, wait. And Get Out.
And Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But still, I mean,
Such
solid.
a good movie.
So solid. Okay. Box office.
For this movie.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what box office is at right now?
No.
Me neither. I've not even seen a single digit.
I know it opened really well, but I have no idea what that number is.
Okay.
Oof. This is rough. I can see it doing really, really, really well, but I can also see it being kind of like almost like a niche that the first one did really, really well, but it wasn't like Spider-Man well.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know what the first one did?
I don't.
I can look it up. Well,
I think it was like,
I'm too nervous to look
you
it up.
kind of can't look it up. I think it was like around 500, maybe. I could be 100% wrong. So hard because I can see it doing so well. But we also have The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
We have Elemental. We have Indiana Jones.
Yep. Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
There's a lot more competition with this movie than there really has been with almost any other movie this year.
I know. And if Mario movie's like 1.2, it's 749.
Wow. Okay. That's very similar to what I was going to give it. Kind of. Okay. 749.
Yeah. And then I'm going to look up what it's at.
Okay. I was going to give it a 792.
Okay.
million. Wait, first look up what the first one did. Or you can look it up after. What is it at now?
It is currently at 320.
320?
320.
After 2 weekends, right? Like it's a week and a half.
Yeah, week and a half.
Almost 3 weeks.
So here's
almost 2 weeks.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Domestic is 73% of this movie.
Oh, wow.
So it's probably not going to do anywhere near our numbers.
No, it probably is not going to.
Yeah.
It'll probably do maybe 6s, like if it's doing really, really good.
Yeah.
But probably high 5s.
Because international is at 87 million right now out of the 320.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I didn't know if it would.
Has it opened everywhere? / will it?
I don't know.
Okay, what did the first one do?
First one did 384.
Wow, that's so low.
So this is almost beaten the first one already.
Jeez. I mean, people didn't know about that movie really, and I think a lot of people watched it when it got on Netflix.
Right.
Because that's when I watched it.
Yeah.
And
I went and saw it in theaters.
And people fell in love with it. I think that it had a kind of a second awakening when it came out on Netflix, and then people really, really liked it. So,
but that was almost split exactly in half, the first one.
Wow.
190 domestic and 194 international. This is already at 230 domestic.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It might not have opened up everywhere yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not seeing China on here yet for like being released. I'm not seeing Japan, so it might be. It still might not have opened everywhere yet.
Yeah.
And it might be opening in other places.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I do a couple other box office things real quick?
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy, as of right now, you guessed a $694 million, and I guessed $702 million. Right now, it is sitting at, where are you? Where'd it go? Oh, here
It
it
went
is.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Right now, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, $807 million.
Holy crap.
And it's only been in theaters for a little over a month,
Dang.
that's a lot higher than I thought it would
That's
be.
way higher.
Way, way higher. And you want to know one thing that I think helped, as weird as this is? I think the holiday special helped it a lot.
I think so.
It helped almost keep relevance with
Yeah.
the Guardians.
Yeah.
But, so it far surpassed. So I'm taking the W
Oh,
on that
100%.
one. And then Super Mario, is that
Yeah.
even out of theaters yet?
No.
It's been there for 2 months, or over 2 months.
I think it's like
1.315.
Yeah.
1.3, dude.
Dude.
So that makes it currently
It's the second highest.
second highest.
Yeah. It's not going to beat Frozen 2, sadly.
I know, but what number is it overall? It's like so high. Where's the thing? Where's the?
Well, there's 11 in the $1 billion club. No.
No, there's
there's
52.
11. There's 11 animated in the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 52. It's probably like 40s.
Let's see. No, it is so much higher than that.
Nice.
It is number 18.
Dang.
The 18th highest grossing movie.
Go Mario.
That is crazy.
That's awesome.
And Guardians is already number 98.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool.
Top 100.
So, Craig,
Yep. I'm losing.
do better
know.
because you're currently getting your butt kicked.
I'm still the closest
Just kidding. I think
guess ever.
I think you're still winning pretty much everything else.
I still have the closest guess, though.
I mean, I won this one. I won this one.
I'm probably going to win
I
this
won
one.
This one. Yeah.
Unless it does super well international, then I might not.
Yeah, if it opens to like a bunch of other markets that it hasn't yet. But
Yeah.
I mean, as of right now, and then Cloverfield, I won also. So or 10 Cloverfield Lane, I mean. So let's see. As of right now, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dang.
So we, Craig, are
We're close. I'm still
getting
winning.
close.
I still have the
I'm
closest.
catching up because at one point you had like 9 and I had 4.
Yeah.
So I'm gaining on
You're
you,
taking
sir.
some wins.
I am gaining. Okay.
Let the record show that Sam still hasn't gotten me anything for Avatar, so that's all I want to say.
Yeah, that's true. Dang.
And I don't think you bought me anything on your trip. It's fine.
Did
Here's this chair. Oh,
it's a plastic cutout
You
for
shouldn't have.
R2D2 measuring cup
you shouldn't have.
system.
Dude, thank you.
I shouldn't have,
You
and I
shouldn't have.
didn't. So
Suck it.
suck it. Do you have any final thoughts on this movie?
No. Go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to the channel.
Yes, sir.
We're still the dollar menu.
Man, but dude, this movie's good.
This movie was so.
And one more thing about the score and the sound. The music was mixed into the movie very well.
Very
I didn't
well.
mention that, but sometimes, the music's a little too quiet or sometimes it's too overpowering or whatever. This was perfect. It was great.
Yeah. I definitely wanted to rewatch this with some subtitles at certain points.
Yeah.
There's certain times I couldn't understand what somebody was
And
saying.
there was a lot of, I feel like there was a lot more Spanish in this movie.
Yeah, and I didn't know what any of that was.
Except for culito. Do you spin silk out of your culito? Like,
yeah,
do you spin,
what
do you
was
shoot
that like
silk
butt?
out of your butt?
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. But the rest of it was like, do you hear me? You understand? It was just that,
Okay.
which they always do. When they throw Spanish into movies like this,
Yeah.
it's always like, what's up? Are you listening to me? And that's
And
kinda
nothing that nobody's gonna like totally miss.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like you are the chosen one. It's never something like that.
I am your father, but in Spanish.
It's all Spanish. No, Luke, yo soy tu padre. What? What do you say? I feel like that was probably important.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
Go do all the things.
All the things.
We've told you so many times, but
Yeah.
again, you guys just click on the stuff.
You're still breaking Sam's heart.
Subscribe to the podcast. I am dying over here. I
Yeah.
need just
His
Just leave a
AC is
review.
out,
Leave a review, dude. My
and
AC
he needs
is
money
out.
to pay for it.
That's
so,
actually not false.
no.
Everything is expensive apparently when your house falls apart. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me I would spend twice as much on repairs than I did on my house.
Yes.
But here we are. So please donate. Okay. Well,
It's you.
this has been Ripley's.
Believe it or not.
Eagle Arcs can take Ithaca on narcotics.
Ooh.
Thinking if Orange is nude.
No,
Yeah.
no, that was.
Thinking. Oh, I did TION again. Thinking is my enemy
I was going to say my enemy.
because me no think good. Okay. Well, thank you everybody. Join us next week for
Something.
a movie. We're really bad at planning.
Who
that far in
knows what
advance.
it's going to be?
And nobody knows what life is going to throw at us or me
No.
next.
No. It might just be me again.
We're
It
hoping
might just be Sam again.
Oh,
Who knows?
nobody knows, but we're trying our best. There are some
Yeah.
big movies coming out,
Yeah.
and I'd like to watch all of them, but we'll see if time gives us time.
Yeah.
Life gives us
Life.
time.
Life
When
time.
life gives you time, make lemon.
Make narcotics.
Oranges nude. Okay.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.